Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you all?
We're great. How are you?
Terrific, thank you. I'd like to start by asking you both your names and how you became a part of Denver Adaptive Divers and your relationship.
Sure. Okay. My name is Anthony Wilkins. I had a diving accident 11 years ago.
Can you tell us about your injury?
Sure. In 2008, I was in Hawaii with my wife. April 28th, about 10:30 in the morning Hawaii time. I was in the surf, just diving into the surf, and I was collecting these real cool white lava rocks, and about the sixth or seventh time I dove into the wave. There was an undertow, and the water was completely shallow, and I dove in and hit the top of my head on a sandbar and was instantly paralyzed. Since the accident 11 years ago, I've regained a little bit of mobility, but it's not an injury that was going to hold me back from becoming a scuba diver. It's something that what Denver Adaptive Divers does for people, from what I've seen, is amazing. When I was under the water, it was so therapeutic. It was weightlessness. It was freedom. It's just so hard to explain the feeling of being out of a wheelchair and being weightless and just seeing a whole new world. It's something that I thought my accident would hold me back from, but it just, once I was in the water, it was all good again. And I thank Ali, John, Jenny, everybody at Denver Adaptive Divers for making me feel so comfortable in the water and overcome that anxiety of just being in the water again. That was the first time I had been back in the water since my accident. So, but Corky and Brittany and Vince and my whole team, they made it. They made it awesome. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's one of those things where there's no excuses. Since the accident, and since I went scuba diving, I've had a whole new outlook on life now. I feel that anything's possible. When I thought at the time, there's no way. When Tim Ashley asked me to come up for Try Scuba, it wasn't something in my head where I'll be underwater. I had just a little bit of anxiety, but I was in good hands with them, and I'm just so appreciative of Tim, of Allie, of John, everybody that helped me overcome that. It was very therapeutic. I no longer have any fears of being around any body of water, anything. The first time they dropped me in the ocean, it was an experience that I will never forget. I can't forget it.
All right, 1, 2, and 3.
There you go, Tone.
All right.
Yeah,
buddy. Love it.
Yeah. Good job.
It's a whole new world. You got to get out there and try it.
And you were the recipient of the regulator.
Yes.
From Mares,
Yes.
which was donated by our friend Steve Lamphere, who's a big supporter. What would you like to say to Steve Lamphere, Mares, and the folks with HEAD?
I would like to say thank you for donating that. That was my first time scuba diving, so I can honestly say that was the best regulator I've ever used, and I'm just so thankful that that piece of equipment, one of the most important pieces of equipment, I felt like I had the top of the line. And it's something that I really look forward to using again. I can't wait to use it again.
Great, great.
Thank you very much.
And you also had an adapted wetsuit.
Oh, yes.
And how did that work?
The wetsuit, I wasn't, when they fitted me for a wetsuit, it was a shorty wetsuit, and I was comfortable with that. When I actually got the wetsuit, I was overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed of what they did to make it easier, just easier to get into. And we all know wetsuits are
They're not easy.
yeah,
to
there's,
get into.
yeah. But they made the sleeves had zippers, the legs had zippers. They actually, when I feel above and beyond, they made a special fitting for my leg bag to come out so that the scuba suit wouldn't be squeezing on that. And that's something that I was very concerned about. And they took that into consideration and made it possible that that would not be a concern at all, because it was modified to where my leg bag could fit right through it. And the water was 83, 84 degrees. I'm so glad that I had my wetsuit, because there were times I would be on the boat coming back up from a dive and still have a little chill. I have a normal feeling from the chest up, so I would just let my scuba suit down a little bit and let the sun, get on me, and then it was off to the next dive. And it was the wetsuit to me was I can't thank them enough. It was they really went above and beyond to make sure that everything would be comfortable. I still have it, it's hanging up. It's
Ready to get used again?
It's ready, it's waiting for its next use.
Memorable things for me is when they were out there diving, we took the wheelchairs and the prosthetic leg and sat it there, and that just spoke volumes on what we were doing and why we were there. We don't need that stuff underwater.
When I received my certificate at the end of the week, when I went up to receive it from Corky, as I turned around, there were 60 people that were my new friends, and it was a community that no matter what, it was, the scuba community is something that I am so glad I got to experience. Everybody was just happy for everybody. The whole experience opened my eyes to where it took me from a place where I thought like I would never be able to do, to now all I want to do is advocate and help people. I want them to have the experience that I had. If you have a fear, just let it go. You're in good hands with Denver Adaptive Divers.